A desperate man, a man who was so powerful, a man who was untouchable, a man who was so brutal. His arrest was welcomed by Damians. Sanna Manjang, one of the most feared junglers during the reign of Yahya Jammeh, has been brought to court. It is important to know that Sanna Manjang's name has been actively mentioned at the TRIC by many witnesses, including army officers he worked with. Among them are Omaricharo alias Boya al-Malik Jata. Sanna was seen by many as the most brutal killer of his poor of all present Jammeh, known by many as Black or the Jamwanas. Speeches shows them in their usual black outfits and with guns. In Jammeh's regime, this name was a household name, even our small children. Even in the army, there were fear. It was basically killers they carried out for the big man, Jammeh. As Jammeh, for president who now lives in Equatorial Guinea, where his defeat in 2016 claimed he would return in November, but this was never materialized. According to reports, he lives on an island in one of the most secure and heavily guarded areas in Equatorial Guinea. Manjang Sports now faces a dilemma, as Sanna's arrest would seriously impact the pursuit of justice for the big man. Sanna Manjang is facing trial on 3 counts of murder, and the case has been transferred to the Specific Khmer Court in Banjul for hearing. At this point, all eyes and ears are on Sanna Manjang, as he was taken just 10 miles to prison in Banjul. In his appearance at Kanrumais's court, Sanna covered his face and would never want people to see him. A desperate man, a man who was so powerful, a man who was untouchable, a man who was so brutal. His arrest was welcomed by Damians, and people commit the Senegalese army for a job well done in collaboration with Gambian army. Sanna Manjang is in mind too, currently, what would happen to know by the Suleiman Sambu, who are still the wrong. However, we have to understand that the joint Gambian Senegalese teams run the ceremonious location before Bible in taking in by surprise. Long gunfires were reported according to some reporters. However, there were scuffles into one of the captured men with injured in the face. Sanna Manjang was in Bissau alongside the late Pora Kwali, Habadi and Ores. Meteor Kwali voluntarily returned to the Gambia, turning himself into the authorities after facing health complications in Bissau. But he was detained by the military pending conclusion of investigation into allegations of human rights abuses. He died in detention due to his complications in 2025. Manjang's fellow junglers, Michael Sankuria, was sentenced to 67 years in prison in the United States, where his participation in torture and killings for people like Jammeh's rule. Warriors' action included burning victims' flesh with molten plastic, subjecting them to repeated vicious beatings for reports of race, using a variety of weapons. Where he conspired with fellow junglers, including love-standing Kora Sanna Manjang. Thank you very much. You will get to know more about Sanna Manjang's case and border junglers who are still at large. Avo, to Lam News.